This is Unit 2, Video 12, Practice with Compounds Involving Polyatomic Ions. Polyatomic ions themselves are not going to change the rules for our nomenclature. Type 1, Type 2 compounds, that's determined by whether the metal has a charge, a fixed charge or a non-fixed charge. So we're going to use the metal to determine whether it's Type 1 or Type 2. Polyatomic ions, though, because they're ions, will never be Type 3. We will not use prefixes. So I'm not going to have diphosphate, trichlorate, any of that. Okay, so I've got some examples here. Sodium carbonate is my first one. Sodium we know is an alkali metal. Alkali metals are always +1. So I've got Na plus. Carbonate is a -2 ion. So to balance this out, I'm going to need 2 sodiums. We're going to get Na2CO3. Nickel 2 chlorate, this is nice here because the Roman numeral tells me the charge on the nickel. So I've got Ni +2. I don't need to look it up or anything. Anytime I have a Roman numeral, it tells me the charge on the metal. Chlorate, I need to know, is ClO3, -1. Now the +2 is on the metal, so I'm going to have 2 of the polyatomic ions. So I'm going to have Ni, and since I have more than 1 chlorate, I'm going to have it in parentheses. Since chlorate is always ClO3, keep that in your parentheses, and then identify how many of them. Here I have the compound, Ag2SO4. Now I have to look at the metal and determine whether it's fixed charge or non-fixed charge. If I go to the periodic table, I know silver sits right in this little triangle of fixed charges. +1 always, +2 always, +3 always. Therefore, I'm going to use the name in type 1 nomenclature. No Roman numeral needed because silver is always a +1 ion. This here, compound of manganese, this is nitrite because nitrate is NO3, so 1 less oxygen is your ite. Here, manganese on the periodic table is sitting in the center of the transition metals. So I'm going to have non-fixed charges here. So I'm going to need to determine the charge on the manganese. So I'm going to use an algebra expression. 1 manganese, unknown charge, plus, and notice there's 4 nitrites, not 2. The 2 is the whole unit of nitrite. So I have 4 nitrites. Nitrite, just like nitrate, is a -1 charged ion. So I have a -1. Those have to add up to equal 0. X minus 4 equals 0, and manganese is +4. So I'm going to have manganese 4 nitrite, identifying my Roman numeral for the metal.